Hello everyone and welcome into another Joint Movement DPT's video. As you can see, our RV is not in its typical location. This weekend me and Megan decided, hey, let's go camping with the RV at one of the local campsites. And so things in Montana are starting to open up, and so we wanted to take advantage of that with some camping. As you saw in last week's video, we did a little bit of Prius adventure camping and we had a great time. It actually wasn't as bad as it looks. Right now where we're at is at the Finley Flats. I'll give you a little preview. So right here we have, as you see, Big Betty pulled in nice and leveled. And then we have our campsite, so it comes with a little picnic table and a ring, fire ring, which we are totally using tonight to roast some hot dogs, typical camp food. Campsites here are pretty spaced out. But then this view right here is what's so amazing. And so this is what they call the blue slide. Here the river comes in and it's kind of a little pool, a still pool. We're hoping to do some kayaking tomorrow and definitely getting in the water. The temperature's supposed to get up to high 80s, maybe peak into the 90s, which will be perfect to get in the water and cool off. It's a hot spot for fishermen. They got a boat ramp down the way that people can put in boats and then fish all the way up the river. And so, so just a really neat spot. And I actually found this when I was off work one time, just kind of driving around. Anytime I see a national forest sign, I typically go down that road to see if there's any cool campsites. And this campground looked perfect. And so we knew that one of these weekends we needed to come out here and check it out. One of the big things that draws us to campsites is water and water features. So rivers, waterfalls, bodies of water like lakes. And so this is great. Also, I got to give you a little update. When we went to move Big Betty, I found an issue. And we were in such a time crunch to try to get Big Betty here and all packed up, and that takes a little time, as you saw from our video. I didn't have enough time to pull out the camera and really film the process. And so let me give you an update on that. We have 4 hydraulic jacks that we control up by the driver's seat, and that's what levels the RV. As I was making my rounds to make sure there was nothing left under the RV before we let the jacks down, I noticed this back left jack here. The springs on it, which it comes with 2 springs, the springs on it were actually falling down onto the ground away from the jack. So just like any old RV, things break after a while. They just wear out. Parts aren't meant to last forever. And so with Big Betty, it's always, gives you a little bit of anxiety and a little bit of fear that you're gonna find the next thing that you need to fix, and there's always something to fix. And so just expect that if you buy an old RV. And so I had found our next thing to fix. When I investigated a little further, one of the spring loops that hooked to the foot of the hydraulic, it actually broke. The springs are really old, they're kind of rusted, and so it just broke off. We really probably need to replace all of our springs. Since that broke off, it's in tandem with the other spring on the other side, and so that's why that one fell off. Since we're in a little bit of a time crunch, I didn't have time to order springs to replace it. Now, I could get the jack to go back up, but I couldn't get it to retract because that's the spring's job. So my solution was I modified the broken spring. The spring system comes with a pin, and it has 2 loops on it, and both springs hook into that. And so what I did with the broken spring, the top few coils, I wound them through there, kind of like a key ring, to create a little bit of a hook on that pin. And then what I did was hooked a good string to the foot, and then I had the bad string there. I put a screwdriver through the hook, and then I pulled like hell to get that thing on there. And let me tell you, it took all my might to just pull that spring on there. Thankfully, the hook caught the foot, and it's been working. And as you see, even when we got to the campsite, the hydraulic worked great. It retracted, it went out, and now it's supporting our vehicle. Eventually, I'll need to buy new springs. You can easily do that. Just buy a replacement spring. You just see what kind of hydraulic jack you have, which it should tell you on the jack itself what model you have. And then I can replace those springs. But for the time being, this is a solution. It worked for now, quote unquote, a quick fix, and that we were able to go camping. And so now that we're here, hopefully nothing else breaks and we can do some fun things. It's so interesting, the looks that we're getting, because of course Big Betty and our Prius have Missouri license plates and we're in Montana, and so with this whole COVID-19 thing going on, you know, it's kind of frowned upon to be traveling state to state, and so we've been getting kind of weird looks the past like 3 months, but they just don't understand that we're traveling health professions, and we've actually been here before all this COVID stuff started. About 3 months or so we've been living in Montana. Yeah. But it is kind of funny, especially when you go to a campsite and it just looks like you're kind of traveling.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad.
Yeah, so sometimes we get some nasty scowls or looks.
We'll have to make a sign for this weekend.
Yeah, we're helping you. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday. Megan had to go into work at the hospital. That's kind of part of our duties as travel physical therapists, is once every month we got to go work the inpatient side of the hospital. Usually it's just a few patients in the morning and then we get to come back. So hopefully she'll be back soon. But before she gets back, I would like to get our inflatable kayak ready to go and we can hit the water as soon as possible. The temperature is slowly rising as the sun comes out. It's going to be a beautiful day, a great day to get on the water. And so we're super excited. So here's a little pro tip for you guys. If you get an inflatable kayak or like an inflatable paddleboard, you want to make sure you have something that can pump it up pretty well. So we currently use, we have like a little battery operated quick fill blow upper thing. This thing takes like 6C batteries, which is a whole lot, and it actually doesn't blow out that much air. So it takes a little while to actually fill up our kayak using this quick fill. Now we also have a model just like this, but where we can plug in to a normal wall socket or DC outlet in your car. And those work so much better. It fills up the kayak probably twice as fast. And so my suggestion is to probably pick up one of those. Right now I'm using this because where we're camping at, we're not hooked in, and Megan is currently gone with the car right now, so I can't hook up our quick fill that hooks up to our car. When in doubt, this gets the job done, but you're probably gonna have to use some of your own lung power to finish blowing up the kayak. Now, some of our friends actually bought an inflatable kayak and they got it off Amazon. And if I had to do it over, I might actually go with that kayak because it has most of the features that I would like. It has the fin underneath, has the better seats. It was still made out of really nice durable material, and then it also came with kayak oars. And the overall package was actually cheaper than what we spent on our kayak plus our oars. And so I would probably order that. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and leave an Amazon link to that inflatable kayak down in our description. So make sure to go check that out if you're interested in buying an inflatable kayak.
Hey everybody, so I just got off work. I ran a couple errands, got some groceries for today. And now that I'm back, we're going to make a fire and roast some hot dogs and have a nice lunch. And then maybe try to get on the water a little bit with our kayak. So it's actually not too hot compared to what we're used to. It's in the low 80s right now. And we're hoping that the sun stays out so we can have some fun.
Well, we have everything ready to go to get on the water. Megan's ready to get herself a base tan. I'm ready to get myself a nice base burn. Just, we like to just get it out of the way at the beginning of the summer. So here we go, some kayak footage. Now we're ready for some s'mores.
While we've been here relaxing, we were reflecting on some of the things we still wanted to do while we're here in Montana, because there's so many things we haven't seen still. And mostly that's just because everything has been closed for the whole entirety of our time here. So there's a lot of things we still are really excited about seeing. Places that we would like to do videos about in the future.
Yeah. One of the good things is that our original contract was 3 months here, which would have ended beginning of June. Mm-hmm. So in just a couple weeks, we will have already been here for 3 months working as travel physical therapists. So that was going to come to an end. A couple weeks ago, we did sign on for another 3 months after that, which is really great because that gives us a little opportunity to go see some of these other places that we keep hearing about.
One of them is the National Bison Range. We have tried quite a few times actually to go, and it's been closed so far, but it's just a whole bunch of land, bison, elk, whatever other wild animals on this reservation, and we've heard that it's really, really cool. We've also heard there's a neat road that you have to take all the way through it, so we're looking forward to going there.
Another thing we really want to see, and everyone's telling us to go see, is Glacier National Park. We hear that it's one of the best national parks that there is here in the United States. We have not been able to go up there and see it. We've gotten very close, as you saw with our last week's video of us Prius camping. We were in a national forest just outside of Glacier National Park.
So the other place that we recently learned about is the bike park in Whitefish, Montana. And we saw a post about it on Instagram, and it looks like so much fun. It's downhill mountain biking. You can rent bikes there. You can get lift tickets up to the top and just ride all the way down. So we would love to check that out. We have very low level mountain bikes that couldn't handle that kind of stuff. And I'm nowhere skilled enough to do some hard ones.
Yeah,
so
we're not
see.
like avid mountain bikers. There's people out there that love it way more than us, but we do enjoy a nice downhill trail to try out. So that looked like a whole lot of fun. We'd also get to ride the rented bikes, which are probably way better and way nicer than ours, so that'd be really exciting. Another place we'd like to go is a little south of where we're located in Plains, and I cannot remember the name of it, and it's a really difficult name, so I wouldn't even attempt to try it. But essentially what it is, it used to be an old railroad, and the railroad tracks would go through these tunnels through the mountain, and what they did was they made it into a gravel bike path. And so you start up at the top of it, and you go through these tunnels, which are, half a mile long. They're supposed to be really long.
Really dark. You have to bring lights.
Yeah, you have to put lights up on your bike just so you can see. They say the temperature is 40 degrees in the tunnels at all times. And you start in Montana and you kind of pop out in Idaho. And then once you're at the end, they have a little trolley that can take you back up the mountain, which is always good when you don't have to bike up a mountain.
So those are all the places that we're still wanting to visit while we're here in Montana, and we really hope we get to make it to all of them. And we'll put links in our description to all of those locations just in case you're interested and want to learn more about them.
Well, thank you everyone for watching. We really appreciate it. We really love that people are following along in our journey here on YouTube and on Instagram. And if you don't follow us on Instagram, go to jointmovement_DPTs. You can also find us on Facebook at Joint Movement DPTs, or leave us a comment down in the YouTube comments. We try to reply back to all those, and we love just interacting with people. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, or hit the notification bell so you don't miss another vlog from us. And until next time, see ya. They just don't make these lawn chairs, cup holders, mason jar approved.